Hi, I have not had. Hi, I have not had the spoons or desire to film content in like a month. So, I'm so sorry. You're about to see the April media haul that I filmed and forgot to upload, which is also now attached to the March, and then you're gonna see the April, which I have just filmed today. I will do a like reading wrap up at the end of May. That will be every month that I definitely filmed but forgot to, and I'll just do like as a huge recap. So I'll just like reshoot that whole video instead of like cutting together from different years, from different months. I'll just make a huge wrap up at the end of May. So, hello, lovelies. Sorry I've been gone for a month. Life's just been kind of crazy, but I'm back now. Later. We're gonna start with the vinyl. Last video I told you that I was lazy and I wasn't gonna show something off. And that is Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick Lamar. This is just a standard black pressing, which you already saw because I was holding it the wrong way. Then, in other vinyl that I picked up today, April 2nd, I don't know why I keep saying the date, we have Rushmere by Mumford & Sons. This is the indie red pressing. I love it. This image is not doing justice. It's this like really gorgeous burgundy red color. But can we please talk about this hype sticker? This hype sticker goes from here on the back all the way around. It was a pain in the butt to get off and replace, but I managed it. And then I got Forever Is a Feeling by Lucy Dacus. This is the translucent clear. It's not the gold. I really wanted the gold, but they were sold out. So, and now we're just gonna go these books in like in the order that I have them in the stack. So not really in any order. We have the hardback edition of Medgar and Marley, Medgar Evans and Love Story That Woke in America by Joanna Reeds. If you remember, I read this in February on audiobook and I really enjoyed it. And when I saw this in the bargain section at my local bookstore, I decided to pick it up. I guess we'll just do this. We have DC Comics Black Panther. Sorry, this is the Marvel Premiere Collection, Black Panther, A Nation Under Our Feet by Ta-Nehisi Coates. I've actually read volume 1 of this, and I never read the rest of it, so I'm super excited to have this copy. I will be rehoming my volume 1, because I did not realize I owned volume 1 already. Then I got a used copy from a library, which is why it has these stickers, of Devil's Reign, Superior 4, because I did not realize that this existed. I thought I had already bought all of the Devil's Reign, so I was missing this one. So this is going to be a priority for May when I do all my reading comics. Then in things I'm going to get to in May, because they're comics, actually, same with Black Panther, but, you know, details. We have Volume 1 and Volume 2 of Punisher, King of the Killers. This is book 1, book 2. I'm super excited to get to this. I love me some good Frank Castle. Then we also have Retreat by Kristen Ritter. This is her second novel, and I loved Bonfire, so I'm very excited to read this. And yes, I did get a signed copy from Vorman's bookstore. Anyway, also I read Everything is Ridiculous. Sorry, no, haven't read this yet. I am tired, clearly. Everything is Ridiculous by John Green. I also came in this month. I am super excited to get around to reading this. I've read every John Green book that he's ever written, so I'm very excited to read another one. I also picked up Hungerstone by Kat Dunn. This is a retelling of Carmilla, which I'm very excited about. And then most of these you will have, those three, and a lot of this you'll have seen in my March wrap up, April TBR. So I'm so sorry for the repeats. Then we have A Gentleman's Gentleman by TJ Alexander. I read this in March and I really enjoyed it. Super good. Also a book I read in March, Reclaimed by Seth Holden. Seth Haydon. Anyway, I really liked that. Definitely at some point gonna pick up the rest of that series. Then Breaking in the Dark by Lisa Jewell. This is a Jessica Jones mystery novel. It was quite, I liked the Jessica aspects and also the mystery aspects, to be honest. Then I got The Poisoner by, Ivy Ophelia I love this book so much. This is the Kickstarter exclusive edition. So it's got this gold foiling. It's got this gorgeous reversible dust jacket. It's got this gorgeous cover, sprayed edges. The pages are black and look absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, I also really love that book. And then I was at the bookstore today. I picked up The Winter Soldier, The Cold Front by Mackenzie Lee. I know nothing about this except it's a Bucky book, and I'm a Bucky girly, so I'm here. I will also probably read that in May when I read a bunch of other comics. When I read a bunch of comics, as like a... I'm so sorry for that loud sound. I hope it wasn't nearly as loud. But I'm gonna read this in May to like space out some of the comics, but keep it on theme. Then a couple weeks ago, Criterion was having a flash sale, so I picked up Mudbound. I love this movie so much. I am kind of mad on the book, but I do love this movie very much. So that is everything I got in March and a little bit in April. I'm gonna start this with the comic books that I bought because I bought quite a bunch. And I didn't end up going to Free Comic Book Day, which was unfortunate, but, you know, I was also, like, at a wedding. I was doing wedding things. Oh, also, I have a tattoo now. Yeah, anyway. So, let's start with, so, my childhood comic book shop was closing. Their current location, because they are moving out of the city that I live in, unfortunately. So, they were having, like, a decent sale. So, I got a bunch of stuff. Starting with, I also can't I need to figure out a way to move this without, like, really destroying the case, but that's why that's still on here, because I can't figure out how to get it off. Anyway, this is, the original Fantastic Four movie from 2005, 2004, something like that. I don't know. I loved that movie as a kid, which is why I had to have it, because I don't have it. I also picked up, Captain America, Simple Truth. Not gonna lie, I picked this up because it looked interesting, but also because it was like everything was like half off. So I was like, I just got a bunch of stuff. I got the next 2 volumes of Saga that I needed. So these are 6 and 7. You will probably see these in a reading wrap up at some point. You might see a lot of these in a reading wrap up at some point. I've been on a bit of a reading slump because I'm watching a bunch of TV. So I'm hoping in the next like 2 weeks to just knock out a bunch of these. Then I got the volume of Reckless that I was missing. So now I have all of them, and I need to just sit down and freaking binge these. But I haven't yet. So oops, let's not hit myself in the eye with the comic book. I got the next volume of Criminal, Volume 2. Hang on, I just realized that 2 of these... I also got these 2 volumes of this run of Daredevil. These are 3 and 8, which is why they're in a different stack, which is why I thought that I got them, because they were in a different pile, because I need to collect the rest of these to make that readable. Then in comics that were... Oh, so that's all that I got at Dreamstrand before they closed. Then my family was downtown, and there's a comic book shop, and I found these. So these are Daredevil and Elektra, the Red Fist Saga. This is the first 3 volumes. I don't know if there are more volumes in this, because I haven't actually looked, but I saw them, and I could not pass them up, because they are tied into the series that I read last year, and I loved that a lot. So, okay, so now I think we're going to do random books that were not part of Indie Bookstore Day. So, there are 4 of them. And they are as follows. The Toilet of Elites by Chris Hayes. This was his first book, I believe. It's the one I haven't read, which is so why I picked it up, because I managed to get a copy from Thrift Books. So, there's that. I picked up this gorgeous Penguins Classic Edition of On the Road by Jack Kerouac. I liked the movie, so I figured I'd give this a read. But yeah, it's a gorgeous edition. Then in random things I bought because of a guy, we have Stoner by John Williams. I literally, from briefly reading the book, I do know this is like academic a little bit, which is interesting. I also know that this is apparently very sad. We'll see how I feel about it. Because the person that is the reason why I picked this up also likes the Overstory. And I don't know if I've talked about my, like, very mixed feelings about that book here on this channel, but I have mixed feelings about that book, so it's gonna be interesting to see if I like it. And then I went to a used bookstore. It was, like, the most cutest used bookstore I've ever been to. It was called Pelican Bay Books. And I picked up this. Our Time Is Now by Stacey Abrams. They also had a hardback copy, but I decided to get the paperback because it was a little nicer condition. Also, it was like a little bit cheaper, and I was in town for a wedding. So I was not looking to spend a whole lot on my own books, but I figured I should buy like a book. Then we're going to show you the books that I bought during Indie Bookstore Day. I bought 3. We have Fledgling by Octavia E. Butler. Then we also have A Lesson in Thorns by Sierra Simone. This is book 1 in, I think, a trilogy, maybe a quartet. I don't know for sure. These are the new covers, by the way, that they are being released. I know the first 2 books are out in this cover. I don't know what's happening there. And then I managed to pick up at one of the bigger bookstores in my area, The Mountain Shadow by Gregory David Roberts. This is the sequel to Chanteron. This thing is literally at home. I am kind of excited to finally read this. I'm gonna probably save this for the summer though. I have a feeling that like July, August, this book and I are going to be besties. I've been trying to locate an audiobook because Libby doesn't have it. Libra, I don't think does either. I'm trying not to use Audible, but we'll see, because again, this is a tome. And the first book's also a tome, but like the idea of like actually reading this feels a lot. Well, it was Record Store Day, and I only picked up 1 RSD title this year. But I also picked up some other things. So the RSD title that I picked up this year was The Secret of Us, live from Radio C Music Hall. It's just a standard black. I really enjoy this album. I also picked up Kings of Leon, Mechanical Bull. This is the only Kings of Leon album I will ever listen to. And I will not be explaining as to what that is, but it is. It may or may not have to do with one of my celebrity crushes, because I'm on brand at all times. Then I went and saw this band. This is Sunday 1994's debut EP, self-titled. I went and saw them play last month, and I did buy this at the show. So there's that. I also got on CD the Country Strong movie soundtrack. There's another. Sorry, there's like a weird still from where I bought it, I guess. Anyway, so mild rant. There are 2 soundtracks to this album. There's a soundtrack, and then there's more music from. All of my favorite stuff from this album is on the other CD. But my used, like new and used, like CD store that I normally buy from online does not have the other one. So I'm going to hunt it down because this is fun. And there's some things that there's one that wasn't on the other one that I didn't realize was on here that was fun. But for the most part, this is boring and uninteresting. And I know once I have the other one, that's what I'm listening to more of. But I like having it for the collection because it's just fun. And maybe I'll just like throw it on sometimes. Okay, so then I did get 2 movies and a box set. Let's start with the box set. This is Undeclared, the entire series on DVD. I have a mixed, complicated relationship with this series. Some episodes I love, and some episodes I question my sanity as to why I'm watching this. But yeah, anyway, I'm currently solely watching this, although I'm taking a break because I'm watching some other things. But you know, here we are. Okay. I wish that I had 3 movies here. I do, because it's a trilogy, and I only currently have 2, because I bought these from my local, one of my local used DVD places, and they only had the first 2 movies, which was a shame, because 3 is probably my favorite, although it's 1 or 2, depending on the day, if I'm being honest. Anyway, we have the first 2 Librarian movies. We have The Sphere of Destiny, and we have Return to Solomon's Mines. Anyway, that's it. That's all. Currently also on the way to me is the entire TV series. I'm not okay. It's fine. I watched the first one of these, and I know I hadn't seen this one. I think I may have watched Judas Chalice in high school, in like early high school. and I never watched the TV show because the time that I watched the movies, the TV show didn't exist. And I have now binged the entire TV series in the last 2 weeks. I am deeply unwell. Those are my children that I will protect with everything in me. And I will, and I could and would, if asked, write an entire essay about how, as someone who is I'm diagnosed neurodivergent, that show she's me deeply. But you know, not the point. Not the point of this video. Just some thoughts. If you are a fan of this franchise, come talk to me. Like, find, like, either in the comments of this video or on my Instagram. Like, just come yap at me. Or even better yet, my Tumblr, cause I'm back on Tumblr. um, you can find me most places at Miss K Rose or Real Miss K Rose. Just to heads up, if you're looking for those things, I'm Miss K Rose on both of those other platforms. But this TikTok and I think something else, I'm Real Miss K Rose. I know Twitter, but I'm never on my Twitter. Don't find me on Twitter. I've not opened it since the election. So, but yeah, I believe that's hopefully everything that I bought media-wise in the last month and a half. It's more than I was planning on, but you know, what you gonna do? And I will see you next time. Like I said, my next video will be like a wrap up the last like 3 months of reading, which isn't a whole lot of books, unfortunately. I mean, it is a lot of books, but it's less than I want. I'm hoping to make it up in the second half of this month, but we'll see how it goes, because I'm, like I said, I'm watching a lot of TV lately. And maybe in like June, I'll do like a halfway through what other media I've been consuming, like TV, movies, talk about that, maybe, if people are interested. I mean, I might just make it anyway, because it would give me an excuse to talk about the Librarians, and The Pit, and complain about Falling Skies, this last 2 seasons, and then, you know, talk about Shot, because what did I just watched it, and I'm like, what did I watch? Also, if you can't figure out what those 4 things have in common, I can't help you. Google is free. And yes, I am currently hyperfixating on him. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. And if you've made it past my weird rants, thank you so much. And I'll see you next time. Bye.